Our trio is happy to get some closure on the Dudov case, but what about SAS? In comes Helga with her pig as she tells them about her experience with SAS and how she was the one who gave her all the information about the Westies. But there was another thing. Though she talked about a stuntman on a movie called Project Arcona, she said he was her protege, but that he had messed up pretty badly and was harassing her. She said, "He's dangerous and is going to be the death of me." As they checked this mysterious project, they discovered that the stuntman who worked on this project was the one and only Glenn. As they're led to believe, Glenn is the dangerous stuntman who SAS feared would end her life one day. Now, let's just get one thing straight. We all know, as fans of this show, that when the show hands us a gift with a bow on it, there's most likely nothing inside except for a big LOL. And they got us. Glenn isn't going to be the stuntman gone rogue who killed her, but more on that in a second. Let's take a look at my suspect list after this week's episode. I already shared how I feel like Glenn isn't the protege who killed SAS. But if we go back to when we first met him, I talked about how I felt the whole thing with him seeing rats maybe foreshadowing the idea that a rat is amongst them within the stunt community. With that being said, I'm going all in on my theory here. Now, for those who have been here since the beginning of me covering this show, my track record will speak for itself. I called out Jan as the killer very early on in Season 1. And trust me, you can go back and watch those videos. Link in the description of this video. Now, when it comes to Season 2, which happens to be my least favorite season of this series, I didn't see that reveal coming, but neither did the writers. But again, that's in the past. And when it comes to Season 3, I'm just saying I called the producers about halfway through that season. And I say all that to say the following, which actually leads me to the writer, Marshall. I thought it was very interesting that he used the words that he's just a fly on the wall. To me, in that moment, it plays in that scene, but I think about the meaning of fly on the wall. What has he been doing? What kind of research has he been doing to take on these characters and write them? How closely has he been paying attention to our trio? I'm all in on the theory that the killer, or at least one of the killers, might be Marshall. Now, I still think there may be someone who helped him move the body, and that seems to still be a mystery. Or he might be that freak athlete they mentioned, someone who was able to get the shot off and get rid of the body at the same time. As I stated in past videos, I feel Marshall isn't who he says he is. When we got his little backstory of him becoming a writer, what did we learn? Well, we learned that his glasses are fake, his beard is fake, and he models himself after his favorite writers. He wants to pose as one. I believe he's posing as a nice guy who's trying to help the trio with the case, but secretly, he's just keeping tabs on them to make sure he doesn't get discovered as the killer. Again, him being the protege makes so much sense to me because it goes back to how did he know all those details about the trio. Sure, he most likely listened to the podcast and profiled them to write the script, but I believe that he got all that information from SAS just casually sharing her details about the trio and how close she is to them. But the million-dollar question is, why did he kill her? And why did she fear that he would be the death of her one day? Was he jealous of someone she was close to? Maybe that person was Glenn, which explains why he shot Glenn a couple of episodes ago. Did she see the evil inside him, like an Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi relationship, and ultimately fired him? That led him down this path to seeing his mentor becoming someone he hated, which drove him to kill her. What do you all think about my Marshall theory? I could be going 3 for 4 in my cases of finding out who the killer is in this series, and I'll be back to discuss episode 9 next week. But again, if you all appreciate these breakdowns, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves talking about the show just as much as we do. And hey, if you've been here this whole time and haven't subscribed, do me a favor, stick around, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and don't forget you all are amazing. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all on the next video.